another episode ready to go. They're gonna talk about the good and the trash and anything in between. Cherishing make-believe, get ready for Halloween. It's the horror show. I know you missed those guys. Tune in and find out what's on their list tonight. They butcher and dissect, take apart and mutilate. Listen to your two favorite brainiacs communicate. It's the horror show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. Show it dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Oh man, how you doing, Joe?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Joe, I am in tears right now because Joe was telling me about his weekend with his dad. So maybe I'll tack that on at the end of the episode.
You're gonna have to edit. You're gonna have to edit some names.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you said that because I was gonna give a disclaimer because our buddy Mike said at the start of last episode I sounded bored. And I think it was just because I was exhausted yelling about conspiracy theories for the 15 minutes before we started, and I wanted to clear that up today because I was telling Sean about how big of an asshole my dad can be.
Well, I don't think. Okay, so I felt like we were a little bit low energy at the beginning of the episode, but I think it picked up. And honestly, though, Witchboard was not exactly the most, fast-paced movie. And guess what? Neither is this one.
Listen, man, I have a very hot take. I fucking really like this movie.
Joe, what did you like about it? What did you like about it?
Dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. It has the atmosphere and the feel of a Lifetime movie.
100%.
But I don't know what it was. I liked it more than the first one.
Did I like it more than the first one? I probably liked it more than the first one, but did I like it? No, I did not. Kevin Tenney is a fucking idiot. And Kevin Tenney, for some reason, is obsessed with cops, one. Loves putting cops in movies. There hasn't been a movie without cops in it yet.
That's true.
And you could say probably a ton of horror movies have cops in it, but just like they're focal points, you know what I mean? Even in Witchboard, that cop was meant, like, they kept focusing on the cop and he had no involvement in the movie whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a good point because he was in those three scenes that were completely unnecessary.
So it wasn't.
At least this one is a main character.
Right, exactly. So like he loves that. He loves not including witches in movies named with witches. And he loves axes. And he loves ghosts that tell lies.
The zooming in on axes is this guy's fucking MO. I couldn't believe it when he did it again. And it was so like right off the bat. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Joe, I know, I thought the same thing.
And he loves having the characters explain progressive entrapment or whatever it's called.
Joe, oh my god, I've never seen a sequel go into so much depth to explain everything from the first movie again. Which, like, listen, fair enough. At least he was like, probably no one saw Witchboard, even though he claimed it was a blockbuster smash.
Yeah, it was a smash.
But like the way he went up, dude, he explained everything all over again. Oh man, Kevin Tenney, god damn it. I cannot wait for Pinocchio's Revenge. But I will tell you this. So Pinocchio's Revenge is next week. It's the last one we're doing from this fucking guy. And we're done. We're done forever. Well, maybe Arrival 2. I don't know. Arrival 2 has really piqued my interest. But Pinocchio's Revenge, I could not find it anywhere. I almost posted on Instagram and I should have. Like, this is what being on the horror show is all about. Because not available for streaming, not available to purchase. I downloaded 2 torrents and they both stopped at 89% and 92%, and they would not budge after that. Which means there's probably probably not hundreds, dozens of people that are just sitting there waiting for Pinocchio's Revenge to finish. Waiting for the one guy with the full file to log on and finish the torrent. That did not happen, though. So ultimately what I had to do was I found a playlist of the Pinocchio's Revenge movie split into 10 pieces. I downloaded every piece and then I spliced them together for us to watch. While splicing,
so much effort.
Dude, it was. But while splicing, and also I'm going to say this, for a movie like Pinocchio's Revenge, I think for our Patreon fans, I will upload a movie like that.
Sure.
For them. Because first of all, they don't care. It's nowhere to be found. They're not losing money. I will upload a copy of that for Patreon members because any movie where it's that hard to find, I will put on our fucking Patreon for them to watch. But I will say this. While I was merging them, you end up watching like chunks of it, like each of the 10 pieces. So like I watched like probably a minute or so of each of the 10 pieces. It looks just as boring as these fucking movies, Joe. I didn't see Pinocchio once in any of those 10 sequences.
I can't wait.
So that'll be fun.
I want to give a shout out to a listener. He's on Instagram. Well, you know how Instagram changed it so like you see their name, their actual name? Did that happen to anyone?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, it's fucking shitty. Because I don't want to say his government name, but his IG handle is Dr. Dangerous 1982. And he said the same exact thing you said. He's like, hey man, I'm trying to watch Pinocchio's Revenge ahead of your episode, and the torrent has been stalled at 90%. And he's like, I think I'm just gonna have to buy the DVD on Amazon. Dude, please do not buy that DVD.
Do not buy the DVD. Email me, Sean at I Hate Horror. I will send it to you on Joe's recommendation. Everyone else, it'll be the first thing I put on Patreon this week. Which it's still not up, so don't go to Patreon yet. But I'll try and set it up this week. I think they locked out our old name. I don't know. I got to figure it out. Anyway, so Witchboard 2 is a movie. It was it's Witchboard 2 The Devil's Doorway.
Yes.
There's a third Witchboard. I can't imagine what that's about.
He didn't direct that one though.
He didn't, but he co-wrote it.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we need to keep the consistency of this fucking movie.
Yeah, this franchise going.
We don't want to desecrate the name of the fucking Witchboard franchise. Like, this has nothing to do with...
Do you think there's a progressive entrapment guy in that one?
Of course there is, Joe. The fact that there was a progressive entrapment in this one, and I mean, progressive entrapment, I guess it does happen in this, but I mean...
Well, it does. It does at the end. But we'll get there. But, I mean, compared to the first one, the symptoms that she showed...
Dude, first of all, I love... First of all, this is just Witchboard again. This is just like a reboot.
It really is.
It fucking is. It's the exact same story, pretty much. Including two men fighting over one woman. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. All right, so let's kick it off. We meet Paige, an artist who is renting this spacious loft for $700. This loft is like 20,000 square feet. It's the biggest space I've ever seen for $7,000 or $700. And later on, another character, her ex-boyfriend, will come in and be like, "Look at this fucking piece of shit." Dude, for $700, she's living in a fucking mansion. Like, it's insane. So we meet Paige. She's the artist. She's going to rent this loft.
Listen, I think she was better than Tawny Katane.
Joe, she was 100% better, but she Tawny Katane was awful. I don't even know her background. Her name was like Amy
Dolan. She's the daughter of one of the monkeys.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you for sure were going to tell me about how Tina recognized her from like Soaps, because I think she was in Soaps when she was young.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, Tina definitely recognized her, but she's one of the monkeys' daughters.
Well, we'll talk about Tina a little more later, because she chose our next episode, or the episode after Pinocchio's Revenge. But Tina somehow has even more obscure movies than you, that she's like, remember this movie? And it's like, of course not.
Yeah,
what?
Of course not. Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about? Oh no, that movie's great. Like, no, it's not. It's not. I'm really excited. The movies she chose were incredible. They fall into that category, and I've never been more excited to watch movies in my life.
I'm very excited.
It's going to be insane. We then meet the super Jonas, who is way too nice. He loves staring at Paige and then like doing like that like shiver, like ooh, after looking at her. Which, by the way, Paige is wearing the baggiest clothes in the world.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He's like eyeballing her, like it's super revealing. It's like she's like dressed for winter.
He's eyeballing her, and the camera even cuts to like just a close up of her butt. You don't even see anything; you just see fabric flowing. There's no butt outline. There's nothing, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like, fucking quakes in his boots.
Dude, he reminded me of that fat, disgusting greaseball foreman from The Happening.
Oh, dude, 100%, 100%.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Jonas. These characters, I actually really liked. I think all of the characters. They were all pretty fun to watch, but at a point, it just became too much for me. We get a foreboding scene of a Ouija board in the closet that falls over. we're supposed to be like, oh shit, the villain's back.
It's happening again,
dude. It's the equivalent to as if like in Friday the 13th in one of the sequels. It cuts to Jason's grave and his hand pops out. Like, it was supposed to have the same effect, and it does not. Anyone watching this was like, oh, all right. What?
It's literally the title of the movie.
Yeah, it's insane. Paige meets Jonas's hippie wife. Which, again, like, it was one of those things where you wanted to make fun of it, but it's kind of a funny character in a way. You know what I mean? She's not trying to be serious, so you can't pick on the character. It's just this hippie, eccentric lady.
At first, I fucking hate her. I'm not gonna lie, but
agreed. I 100% agree with you. Yeah.
The other scenes that she popped up in, you're right. She's more like a caricature, but when you're first introduced her, you're like, "Fuck you! This movie sucks."
Yeah, agreed. I completely agree with you. That take I have on her is totally after the fact. Because when I first saw her, I wanted to make fun of her, and I was like, "What? I don't understand this." But she ends up being whatever. Paige finds the Ouija board. She sets it down and does what anyone would say, and she goes, "Hello, anyone home?" And of course it moves to yes. They wasted no time in breaking out the Ouija board and bringing...
That's why I think I like this one more, because the acting still sucks. It's the same exact plot, but it had way less filler, in my opinion.
Are you sure about that? Because I felt like there was... Well, I guess there wasn't a lot of filler. I don't know. The whole thing felt insane to me, and we'll get into it. I'll get into it once we get everyone on board into the character sequence, because she starts talking to this Ouija board, and she asks the same thing again. She's like, "Anyone there?" And she's like, "Oh my god, this really works, dude. You're by yourself, and the pendant moved by itself." Like, that wasn't enough for you? I would shit my pants and run out of the building. I would...
Of course.
I would fucking never be there again. Of course. But she asks again, it happens again, and she's like, oh my god, this really works? And she starts talking to Susan, who says she's there for promo. So Paige says, you know about the promotion? And then Susan's gone. And in comes... fucking Mitch. And has there ever been a good guy named Mitch in a movie? I don't think there has been.
I can't think of one.
Mitch is the ultimate bad guy name in a movie. And I feel like we're going to run into a bunch of Mitches in these movies that Tina has.
For Tina's, yeah. I agree.
I think we're gonna end up seeing a lot of Mitch the dancer, Mitch the skateboarder.
Can we please make note of all the Mitches that show up in your recommendations?
Yes, absolutely. Because I bet you there's one in every movie.
I'm very curious now to see how that plays out.
So Mitch is her ex-boyfriend who shows up unannounced, and he's the one that's like, "This place is a fucking dump." And then immediately starts shredding our main character to pieces. Just she's like, "Mitch, you know, I want to be an artist, and this is an artist loft." And he's like, "You haven't even fucking drawn since fucking elementary school, fucking idiot." And she's like, "Well, this is why I moved out." And he's like, "You could have fucking painted in the garage." He belittles the shit out of her.
He's a complete dickhead.
He's a piece of shit, which is so funny because later on, when they try to soften him up, which blows my mind, he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you can draw." It's like my favorite scene in the movie. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me you could draw?" Oh my God. They basically have an argument about nothing. Like, the entire argument is just, he's like, "Why don't you talk to me?" And she's like, "I don't know what to say." And he's like, "Well, just say it then." It's that for about 5 minutes. And it's mind-numbing. And ultimately, nothing comes of it. She just, that's the end of it. A kid comes in. He's the landlord's brother?
Yeah, the hippie lady's brother.
The hippie lady's brother. Significantly younger. And this guy is successful. Did you look this guy up?
Dude, well, first of all, he's a horror show alumni because he's in Leprechaun 3. He's the main character.
Oh, is he really?
He pretty much plays the same character.
100%.
He also wrote Kong Skull Island.
Dude, he wrote Flight and got nominated for Best Original Screenplay. And listen, I'm not saying these movies are good, but he wrote Real Steel, Dreamer, Coach Carter, like.
I did not know that.
Dude, he is out there. It's crazy, and
good for him.
You might not like those movies, but he probably made a fucking shitload of money.
Yeah, he's doing well for himself. Yeah. Ready
to Rumble, Summer Catch, Hardball. It's insane. Eagle versus Shark.
Dude, I thought I didn't think he was a very good actor in Leprechaun 3. In this entire movie, I did not think he's a very good actor until one scene when he's accused of something. Dude, I've never seen somebody act more convincingly. It was like he wasn't acting and they just like accused him of something because that guy was so defensive and so like he had like tears in his eyes.
Dude, I know what scene you're talking about, and I genuinely feel like it wasn't in the script.
That's what I thought, because I was like, this guy had his feelings hurt. Like, I can't believe what I'm seeing, because it was so much better than anything anyone else did in the entire movie.
Oh, man. It's amazing. So he shows up, and his name is, something. What? Wait. Oh, yeah. His name is, I have it somewhere here. Fuck. Do you have it?
Russell.
Russell. His name's Russell. He'll be in the fucking rest of the movie, unfortunately. And Russell comes in and he's like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing here?" Dude, he gets in the guy's face and starts like licking his fucking lips at it, like to the point where his tongue could have touched the other guy, Russell's face. Like it was alarming. And but they don't kiss. Which, you know, whatever. Russell tells him he's going to call the cops on him, though. And that doesn't go well because he is a cop. And you know, that doesn't go well. So he's like, "I am a cop buster." Paige and the landlady. There's a lot of talking in this movie. We cut to Paige and the landlady who are folding laundry. And for some reason, the landlady's like, "Oh, how about your neighbors?" She's like, don't know about them. She's like, "It's 2 men." Paige is like, "Oh, cool." She's like, "And I think it's more than that." Paige is like, "Okay." Weirdest fucking
So unnecessary.
Weirdest fucking scene. Because that does not come into play whatsoever.
It does not. It's completely unnecessary.
And especially from this woman who the entire movie is a very sensitive and apathetic woman, like tuned in spiritually. So she's not a gossip by any means, and is just like, "Oh yeah, how about those 2 guys?"
You think they just wrote it in to kill? Like he realized he was like 4 minutes short of the screen time.
I think it was probably filled with bullshit like that, and he cut it out. I feel like it was a 2.5 hour movie filled with bullshit like that, and they were like, "You could cut an hour of this out."
You're probably right.
I don't think this guy fucking could probably, dude. He wrote 3 Witchboards. He's never running out of things to say or talk about. Fucking, what was that guy's name in the first, or Witchtrap, Valencia, or
Vicente.
Dude, that guy talked the entire fucking movie, just quipped.
That's a good point.
You know how much was left on the cutting room floor. That guy, that actor, probably recorded like 6 hours of footage of him being like, "Oh yeah, well, how about this?"
I would watch a director's cut of Witchtrap with just that guy's everything he put on wax.
yes, the Vicente cut.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking. And then Jonas shows up and it hits on Paige in front of his wife, because Jonas is the landlady's husband.
Yes.
And is like touching fucking Paige's hands and shit, and it's just bizarre. And they leave after a little bit of a terrible bit of dialogue where the landlady, I forget her name, I think it's like Eileen, is like, "Jonas, like, you disgusting pig, let's go." It's bizarre. So they leave, and Paige starts hearing noises, and she looks around. She starts looking around, and then she runs into Russell, and she has the most delayed reaction to seeing Russell. Like, she screams, backs up, and then has like 2 to 3 seconds of just standing there, and then fucking knees him in the nuts.
Also, it's not the most delayed reaction in this movie. I hope you picked up on that.
I don't know if I did, but I'm sure when you tell me, I'll remember it. I'm so excited. It was such a delay.
It's coming up soon.
It was such a fucking delayed reaction. She smashes his nuts, though, and he's immediately like, "I wish I was fucking dead." And she's like, "Oh, well, no, what's wrong? And then he's like, "Just fucking kill me." It seems like, I think most males have had their nuts smashed pretty badly at some point or another. And I don't ever remember being like, "Fucking kill me." And then like 5 minutes later, still being like, "Just murder me."
Well, dude, my kids are at that height now where anytime they swing their hand, it's just like a direct connect.
Yes.
It's fucking terrible. So, I can relate to them. It's like every 2 seconds, I'm doubled over in pain. Like,
What?
So, what?
What's your worst nut shot? Like, do you remember?
Dude, the remote... Oh, do I remember, like, all time?
Yeah. I couldn't remember one, like, specifically. I did come up with one, but like, I mean, I know I've had it bad, like doubled over, feeling like I was going to throw up bad. But one time I was at my friend's house, and he had one of those like fucking kid motorbikes, which is just fucking insane. Like, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to offend somebody that has their kids on motorbikes. It's fine. I don't care. But it's insane to me, being from a not motorbike family, to let like 7-year-olds like ride around on these fucking things. They're fucking motorcycles. So for some reason, the kid put me on it and was like, "It's fine." and I rode off a fucking cliff and into like cut branches and trees, like down trees. It was the woods. Dude, my fucking nuts. It wasn't like a nut shot, but like fucking scraped raw, like road rash. Oh my fucking
Christ.
It was fucking bad. It was fucking bad. I was a little kid.
No, the one that sticks out most to me is our buddy Buzz doing an air kick, and for some reason his shoe came off and just hit me across the room like a direct shot. I was only like third grade, and it stuck with me forever because A, it was a perfect shot, and B, it hurt so fucking bad.
Here's what I'm going to say about Buzz right now and shit like that. It seems impossible that it's intentional because it would be so hard to do. However,
you'd be so skilled.
He would have to be so skilled in order to do it. However, he has done that so many times to so many people that I think he might be that skilled. He's had so many, like, I'm using air quotes here, accidents where he like unintentionally fucking maimed somebody.
No, I completely agree. But I don't think he's that skilled. It's just he's a fucking enigma.
Like, it's insane the amount of things he's done. Dude, one time he threw a bottle of bubbles. Wait, at Oslin's grad party.
No, that was Mills.
Oh, that was
Yeah, because they were giving him shit because he was leaving early, even though it was like 3 a.m. And they're giving him shit for stopping drinking early. And I was actually the one that was driving him home, and he picked up a thing of bubbles and goes, "Fuck you guys," and threw it as like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and it hit Miriam right in the back of the head and dropped him from the picnic table. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god. Anyway, well, oh, that's amazing. Well, there's our classic nut shots. Well, Russell regains consciousness from this epic nut shot, and he immediately is like, "Oh, you got a great face. You know that? I'm not coming on to you. I'm just a photographer." Fucking kidding me? Oh, it's fucking terrible. Russell, you're a fucking creep. Get lost. But Russell, he's our guy. He tells us, because she starts talking about Susan, and he tells us about Susan Sidney, who was into occult stuff. Whatever that means. And he goes, and then he's like, "Yeah, it's Susan Sidney. She was into occult stuff." And then he turns and leaves. And he just turns over his shoulder and goes, "And yeah, she did pose for me." What? All right, dude, we fucking get it. Fucking take it easy. What the fuck was that? And yeah, she did pose for me. Oh, man. We get a bunch of killer POVs in this movie, which is weird because no one fucking dies. But they're not true killer POVs. They're like ghosty POVs, right? There's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, it's like the movie Taken.
Yeah.
It's in like that perspective.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what it's called? No, not Taken. Fallen. The one with Denzel.
Yes. And they're like these like floaty, ghosty POVs that just kind of like hang about the room, and yes. People still react to them though, like, huh? We get a bath scene, which I thought for sure was going to be a nude scene because, again, Kevin Tenney has done a naked shower scene for no reason in the other two movies. So I thought for sure we were getting one. As soon as I saw the bath, I was like, here it is. Here we go. Dude, but no nudity.
She has a no nudity clause in her contract.
Is that true?
It is.
Oh, he was probably so upset.
No, I think, fuck. I don't know why I don't write shit down that I read, but I read something where, like, they wanted him to like push harder, and he backed her up, and I think that's why he didn't get to direct Witchboard 3.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah,
That's fucking insane. Oh,
I'm gonna try and find it.
if she fucking showed her boobs, Witchboard 2 would have been a success.
Yeah.
It's all because her breasts weren't shown. No.
Here it is. Here it is. It's actually the first trivia on IMDb. Amy Dolenz had a no nudity clause in her contract. However, Republic Pictures' foreign sales department decided after she was cast that nudity was crucial for international sales, and they pressured director Kevin Tenney to talk Amy into waiving the clause. Thinking it was unethical, Tenney refused and later stated in an interview it may have been the reason that they tried to keep him from returning to Witchboard 3. So, there you go.
Fucking crazy. International sales?
Yeah, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't think that's a thing.
Just some guy that
The Spanish only watch movies with nudity. Also, I'm pretty sure like most international countries outside of Europe probably frown on nudity in films.
Also, Sean, if that's true, why couldn't he just have random shower scenes like he has in the other movies? Like
Dude,
just
100%.
Just reshoot a scene and just have somebody show their boobs for like 2 seconds.
Just write in a character that gets fucking killed.
Yeah. Or just have Jonas like bumble into a room and like, fix a leak. Yeah, would have been perfect.
Dude, a flashback to Susan. She was a fucking prostitute.
Exactly. Yeah, it could have been done.
Wait, what is happening? Honestly, fucking furious. International people only want to see Amy Dolenz get naked.
I hope Kevin Tenney hears this and is like, "Oh, son of a bitch."
Why did
I think of that?
Why didn't I think of that sooner? God damn it. There were 2 other women in this. His movies are great because the cast list is 8 people long in every fucking movie. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with a budget movie. So Paige, she takes a bath. She gets spooked. She gets out because we get the ghost POV. She gets a little scared. She gets out, and what would you do if you got scared? Immediately go talk to the fucking ghost that's in your fucking house. Is last on my fucking list. But that's what she does, and Susan tells her she's there for artist help, whatever that means. She's there for artist help, and Paige, of course, is like, "What does that mean?" And Susan gives the international ghost sign for goodbye, which is just moving the little fucking what do they call it? The handheld thing.
The piece on the Ouija board?
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue.
Well, she gives the international ghost sign for goodbye by moving that piece in just a circle at 100 miles an hour. Which in all of Kevin Tenney's movies, they either say goodbye politely or they just start going in a circle. And the person's like, "What's wrong? Where are you going?" You know they're disappearing. Stop it. We cut to Jonas in the basement. Fiddling, doing some handyman work.
This is my second favorite scene in the movie.
And of course, we get an axe throw. A POV, like, following an axe throw at his head. Then... Sean,
this is the most delayed reaction, because an axe is thrown at his head, sticks into his wall, and he just turns around and goes... What does he fucking say? He turns around, like, wide-eyed, and he's like, "Hey, who did that?" Fucking axe was thrown. It landed like 2 inches away from your head. And he says it so calmly.
It's incredible.
Also, nobody's in there.
There's no one down there. And he knows damn well no one's down there. And then your dad throws a giant screwdriver at him and cuts his face. But a screwdriver is thrown at him, and that's the thing that cuts his face. And he's like, "Oh my god." And then we get this very, I want to call it Evil Dead-esque, like circular saw. Like it's like the camera is sitting kind of on the circular saw blade.
It's definitely sitting on the blade, and it's spinning in space for way too long. It's so I laughed so hard at that scene. It rivals the fall from the first Witchboard when he falls in slow motion, because it's just spinning in space for like 30 seconds,
Joe,
and then it still takes like a minute to get to him.
Joe, there's a chase scene between him and a circular saw blade. The ghost could throw it at 100 miles per hour, but instead it's just puttering around at like 3 miles per hour. While Jonas runs away. And the other funny thing that made me laugh the most at this scene was the fact that it made like a little chainsaw motor noise while it was spinning, as if there was a motor spinning it. Like it's a blade, it should be silent. But instead it was like
Yeah. And like the axe was thrown so fast. Like, what was the logic behind this one? Also, fun fact: he escapes from it. He locks. It does nothing. He locks himself. He shuts that door, and it like pings off of it immediately.
Joe, it does nothing, and maybe can we let's think about this. So if the ghost throws the axe at like 100 miles per hour. Okay, the ghost throws it, right? But a ghost can't throw a circular blade that chases him. So all I can imagine is the ghost puts the circular blade on his finger and is just spinning it with his hand, making a motor noise, like and chasing him around with it. It's the only way to explain the speed differential.
Fine, I'm on board.
All right, fine. And just like spinning it on his own finger.
So stupid.
If I were a ghost, that's what I would do for sure. Anyway. Oh, so Jonas locks himself in a boiler room, and how does he die? I kind of zoned out.
Oh, because the ghost heats up the boiler, so it gets too hot and it like incinerates him.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. So that'll be our last death for a very long time. That's it till the end of the fucking movie. Which was a bummer. However, I will say this. The deaths at the end... One of the deaths at the end of the movie was so good.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
That sounds like you disagree, but...
No. I was too busy thinking about a non-death scene that I can't wait to talk about.
I mean, there's so many that are so good. So we go to Paige, who's at work. Now... We saw Paige at work earlier, and I didn't write it down because I didn't understand what was happening or why it was happening. And
she had something that she needed for like a project, and it went missing. So she asked her coworker if she knew where it went or if she saw it, and the coworker got super pissed that she was being accused of it.
Okay.
And they're both going for the same promotion.
Which is such a minor fucking detail of this movie that I don't understand why it's happening.
Well, because I think he did it because the ghost first says that she's going to get the promotion, so it might be like a... I think he thinks that he's...
It could have been like, oh, you ate an egg sandwich this morning, and it would be like, oh my god, that would still blow your fucking mind.
No, I agree. I think in his mind, he thinks the viewer's fooled that it might be a good ghost.
I mean, I don't even know if the ghost was bad.
Well, I mean, it definitely killed people.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right. Well, we'll get to it. We'll get more to that. I don't even understand this. And this is the last we see of her at work. But she's like, you fucking bitch. I guess this is supposed to see also her Paige turning into, what's the term?
Progressive entrapment.
I think we're supposed to be like, oh my god, she's becoming progressive entrapped.
She is, for sure.
Because she's like behaving very brashly, whereas before she was like, oh my god, I hope I get the promotion. And now she's like, you fucking bitch if you ever do that again.
Well, the ghost tipped her off that she had the stuff that was missing, and she found it in that other lady's desk.
I feel like I kind of zoned out after the boiler for a period, like through this scene, and I was just like, well, whatever. Because I mean,
It
really,
doesn't fucking matter. Yeah,
it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Anyway, well, Mitch calls her. Nothing's really said. Mitch just says "damn it" a few times. Just like, damn it, Paige. Mitch is like 20 years older than her too.
That's true.
Which is terrifying. Anyway, so you're kind of confused about what her relationship with Mitch is. She seems very anti-Mitch, but then basically every time Mitch is like, hey baby, I'm so sorry, she's like, oh Mitch, come on. And then what will usually happen after that is we see Russell, which is what happens here. And she goes out with Russell to do a photo shoot, which all of this was to build up to progressive entrapment, which is fucking insane. Because this scene is only in this movie for Russell to be like, oh, babe, you're such a prude. Like, unbutton your dress. And she's like, I don't know how to be sexy. And then immediately in the next scene, she is wearing no clothes to go outside. To go like grave digging in the woods. So that's all this scene is for, is just...
I love that this guy made 3 movies based on a concept from another movie. Something that didn't exist until he saw that.
Dude, you're 100% right, because like progressive entrapment is such a focal point, even though they don't talk about it until the end. Looking back, as I'm reading this, I'm seeing that
it's the whole movie.
All of these scenes are made so at the end when he's like, you know what the signs of progressive entrapment are? And then he just lists off these random scenes, and you're like, oh, okay. That's what the
I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie,
Joe. Why don't we just make a movie about some theory in a Marvel movie? It'll have no Marvel characters in it, but we'll just be like, hey, have you ever heard of Infinity Stones?
Adamantium.
Just include it in the movie. Like, Marvel would just be so bamboozled. They'd be like, wait, why did they just make a boring movie with using one of our words as the focal point? Oh my god. Yeah. So Russell gets a little creepy with her while they're doing the photo shoot, but nothing really occurs there. Back at the apartment, everyone's mourning Jonas finally, who they believe, I mean, they know how he died, right? He died by this boiler accident. And for some reason, the landlady's like, yeah, he was known to be a fucking drunk. I didn't even see the boiler scene, and I was still like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, God.
Although, you know, you probably wouldn't assume it was a fucking ghost and that this guy probably just got drunk and slept next to a boiler.
All right. So, okay, I feel you. However, she is 100% sure there's a ghost. Like, the Ouija board is moving. She's not doing it with the second person. There is a fucking ghost.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying for his wife to see.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Imagine being the first person to actually experience, like, a ghost. Like, real proof that there's a ghost. And just, like, going about your daily life. And just only, like, occasionally being like, hey, Susan, what's going on here? Oh, God. Paige has this nightmare where she kind of inhabits Susan's body, and then immediately wakes up and starts sketching Susan. Now, sketching is a key word here. She is using a pencil. She's sketching Susan. Mitch shows up. She answers the door, and her face is fucking covered in fucking paint. I am a terrible painter of houses. of houses, like painting rooms. I'm a terrible painter. I get paint everywhere. I have never seen so much paint on a human being in my life. And Mitch is like, Christ, you look like shit. He's trying to win her back. Fucking nagging her. She's covered in paint. But also, even if she's not painting, the pictures that are hanging in her room are pencil sketches.
Dude, it's like that scene in Not Another Teen Movie where she's just throwing paint everywhere and it's just a stick figure.
Dude, it is 100% that. She is covered head to toe in paint because there's scenes later. So that scene, you really only see her face, and she has literally paint on her face. But later, you see her whole body. There's paint all over her clothes. The canvases in her room do not have paint on them. It's insane. And this is my favorite scene because Mitch sees these sketches and is like, oh my God, I can't believe you can actually, you're an artist. And she's like, well, I guess so. And he's like, oh my God, I guess I haven't been very supportive. Dude, first scene in the movie, he's like, you're a piece of shit and you can't draw for shit. Oh my God. Well, they go to...
These paintings fucking suck.
Yeah, they're fucking terrible. I wanted to just make a bad joke, but I can't. I'll save it for later. I'll tell you about it later. Paige, we cut to the funeral after this. It's Jonas's funeral. And Russell is there, and basically the entire funeral is just like, yeah, Russell is a giant piece of shit. Fucked the shit out of Susan. Kicked her out. It's like, what the fuck? R.I.P. Jonas.
Yeah.
So basically, through this, Russell has revealed that Susan never died. She was just kicked out by Russell, or by Jonas, rather. Because Russell made him?
She slept with him in exchange for rent.
The storyline of this movie is so fucking ridiculous. Poor Susan's story changes every fucking 5 minutes. So Paige goes home, of course, and calls Susan up. And we get fucking 20-minute spelling bee. The worst part about these movies is once they start really interacting with these ghosts and you have a 5-minute scene of a ghost spelling out, like, help me.
Dude, it takes so long. I noticed that too, because from here on, it spells every word in its entirety. Every time she consults it.
Every time she consults it, and every time she reads each letter out loud. H-E-L-P. Oh my God, it spelled help. All right. M-E. Oh my. Dude, when the ghost spells the address. 21 Parkwood Ave. Are you fucking kidding me?
Also, I know we'll get there, but the ghost has spelled every word correctly, right? And then, for some reason, puts like the main clue in a fucking riddle form that you have to unscramble.
Dude,
what's the point of that?
Kevin Tenney loves just using ghosts being bad spellers as he uses it once per movie. He uses it once per movie, and it's always the most misspelled word. But there's always a character that's like, holy shit, yeah, ghosts are the worst fucking spellers of all time.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, so we'll talk about it, but she misspells uptown, but just spells it Upton, which isn't that ridiculous. But then there's one that she keeps spelling rifle cape.
Rifle cape.
And we find out that it's supposed to be fireplace. Why is she playing games? Just fucking spell fireplace. You spelled everything else almost correctly, except for one word. Are you kidding me?
No, you didn't spell it incorrectly. You just scrambled it completely.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what's worse, a ghost doing that or Paige going to everyone and being like, hey, you know what a rifle cape is? And everyone being like,
yeah.
Of course not. The fuck are you talking about? She asks anyone that'll listen to her. Everyone she talks to in this movie, she's like, hey, by the way, you know what a rifle cape is? And they're like, of course not. It's not a word. She's like, oh, okay. And then she just asks everyone else after that. Oh my God. Fibbing Ghosts. That's the sequel to this one. Fibbing Ghosts, the movie, the sequel. Russell, the landlady, and Paige all get to talking. And somehow we learn more that Susan was a stripper, not an artist. Which Paige is like, wait, she's not an artist? Did she ever say that? She said artist help, but I just assumed she was helping Paige.
I did too. Yes.
No one was like, oh, she's an artist. Paige is like, oh my God, she's not a fucking artist. Fucking lying ghost. You're right. All ghosts are liars. Which, fun fact, this ghost isn't a liar. Susan's the ghost.
Right.
This isn't, I thought it was for sure going to be the old Daniel switcheroo and we were going to get like a literal axe murderer. But we don't. It's just Susan, man. So she's not.
I wish it was that big bushy beard guy.
Dude, that's all I wanted. But no, Susan is not telling tales out of school, man. She's telling the truth. Well, they all decide to talk to Susan together, but Susan won't answer any questions, which is a great scene. As you can imagine. We have 8 million questions to answer, and instead she just gives an address. And then she gets pissed about the questions and shatters a mirror. Which everyone reacts to like, holy fucking shit, but it's whatever. So she gives him this address, 21 Parkwood. So she calls Mitch, the cop, obviously, and is like, hey, do you know this address, 21 Parkwood? He's like, no. And she's like, oh, come on, you gotta know something. It's uptown. And Mitch goes, oh. Dude, this is my favorite piece of detective work of all time. He goes, oh, you mean those woods behind the park? And Paige is like, oh my God, I think that's it. The woods behind the park, 21 Parkwood. Dude, you could probably went to a phone book and figured it out. Oh my God. And by the way, that 21 Parkwood is Russell's address, right?
It is. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, Paige and Russ, they decide to go out to the woods behind the park with a shovel, which I'm still not sure what the shovel was. I think she thought she was going to find Susan's corpse, which is
that's exactly it.
Alarming. And then
that's what they're looking for like the next 30 minutes is they try to find her corpse.
Which whatever.
To prove, because Russell says that she just left, but Susan is saying that she got murdered.
Okay. Fair. I guess. But whatever.
Also, again, why can't Susan just fucking tell her?
Again,
I would go back to that Ouija board and be like, listen, what the fuck are you trying to do here?
Just tell us.
Kidding me? Wasting my fucking time. That's the case for every ghost movie.
It really is.
Think about it.
It really.
Why can't they just fucking tell you?
They can do everything but just tell you the fucking thing they need.
yeah. The one thing you have to guess, figure out, put on your fucking detective cape.
What in Poltergeist? What is the solution to Poltergeist? Is there a solution?
Doesn't the house get swallowed or something?
You know, Poltergeist might be. And I think we ripped on Poltergeist pretty badly.
I do not like Poltergeist.
I mean, I don't love it, but I think it might be the best solution to a ghost movie where the ghosts are, where it's not like reunite me with my ashes, but they just can't tell you that. So the whole movie, they're like, I think we need to find his fucking body and dig it up. At least in that one, it was like, these ghosts are no hope. We just have to fucking get this house swallowed up by the gates of hell somehow using Zelda to help us. Because like the ghosts weren't looking for peace or anything. They were like the ghosts.
No,
they were relentless.
They were just pissed. Like the house was there. Yeah, yeah.
They were relentless. They were not going to be okay with it until it was gone. So, props to Poltergeist for that.
Yeah.
It took Witchboard 2 for us to appreciate Poltergeist.
I don't appreciate it.
Remember when we went to Hollywood Horror Nights and they had the Poltergeist house? It was cool because like the amount of effort it took, but I was like, Poltergeist fucking sucks.
Poltergeist house?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I don't think they did.
Oh, they did, Joe.
Poltergeist?
Yes.
They had Stranger Things in Halloween 4.
And Poltergeist.
For real?
100%.
I don't remember.
Oh my god, that's because it was sucked.
Yeah, I really don't remember.
Joe, because it was boring as fuck because you're just walking through a fucking house and nothing's happening.
Well, that makes sense. Waited 8 hours in the fucking 120-degree heat to walk through a house.
120 degree heat at like 10 p.m. It was unbelievable.
It was so disgusting.
After raining for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Florida's the fucking weirdest, man. It's so fucking bizarre, the fucking weather down there. Anyway, so Paige and Russell go to this park, and we get the exact same scene from Witchboard 2, or Witchboard 1 rather, where Russell is in the car and Paige runs ahead of him and he goes, "Oh man, I have a bad feeling about this," as she climbs a fence. Dude, give me a franchise where I don't even have to write a new movie. I just rewrite the first one. And I get to make
The Hangover. The Hangover did.
Oh.
The Hangover followed the Witchboard module.
How many hangovers were there? 3?
3, yeah.
I don't think I saw the third one. Dude, because it was just fucking, what's his name? Dr. what the fuck's that guy's name?
Dr. Ken?
Dr. Ken. I feel like
I thought they were all.
I feel like after
all in the third one.
I feel like after the first one, Dr. Ken was just like way too much of a focal point, just being like, "Hey guys,
no, dude, you're 100% correct.
look what the fuck I'm doing."
Yeah, because the first one, like that role's fine. You know, he's in it just enough.
Exactly.
Where it's like, okay, like that's funny. Whereas they just completely made him one of the gang, even though he's a complete sociopath. Yeah. And there's no need for him to be with these guys at any point.
You would never associate with that guy fucking ever again. They're out in the woods. We get Paige. Oh, but this is now, you can tell Paige is, dude, I'm never going to remember this word. Transgressive. What? Progressive entrapment.
Progressively entrapped.
Paige, you can tell she's being progressively entrapped because they're going out to dig a grave, and for some reason she's wearing cowboy boots and short, like Daisy Duke short shorts.
Dude, he is so committed to it. I honestly respect it.
I don't. It's so stupid. Progressive entrapment. He is all in on progressive entrapment, though. You are 100% right. He feels that this is the root of the movie, and he's 100%
yeah, it's the backbone. It's the backbone of the series.
He couldn't be more wrong. Oh god! They hear a noise in the woods, and Russell, in his infinite wisdom, is like, "Hey man, that could be a bear or a cat." Thanks, Russell. Fucking idiot. They go to leave, and of course, Mitch the fucking cop is there. And Mitch is like, "Don't worry, I'll fucking take care of it." And Russell's like, "Yeah, let him play Dirty Harry." Dude, you were just scared of like tree branches breaking while walking in the woods. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, insulting this fucking guy who's about to help you. Although he doesn't really help. He takes 3 steps and then murders a raccoon.
Yeah.
And holds up the corpse to them and is like, oh, here's your fucking ghost. Mitch and Paige leave after an awkward scenario where Mitch is like, come with me. She's like, are you asking me or telling me? He's like, asking. He wasn't asking, but he says asking. She's like, oh, okay. See you later, Russell. And Russell's very upset about that. And Mitch claims, he says her clothes are out of control and he has never heard her swear in his entire life. He says, I've never heard you swear ever. And now you've got a real potty mouth. And he's really concerned about it.
Again, part 1 all over again.
One of the signs of pregnancy and progressive entrapment. One of the many overlapping symptoms.
I would honestly argue that this one seemed more pregnant than she did possessed, whereas the first one was clearly possessed.
Oh, God. I mean, the other one was wearing a fedora around. So. Oh, my God. Well, there's a bunch of scenes where they're just driving around looking for shit. It becomes kind of a fucking procedural.
But dude, she's having nightmares throughout this?
Yes.
And honestly, I thought those scenes were pretty good. The dream sequences?
They were probably the best part of it because, they told part of the fucking story. Instead of...
And for a horror movie, it's the most horror that you'll get out of this movie.
100%. So they end up going to, I believe that her and Russell end up going to like an occult bookstore, maybe?
They sure fucking do, because that guy comes out and he's like, listen, I know what you guys are all thinking. And they're like, what? He goes, you've never seen a Jewish occultist before. Why would they be thinking that? And why would they know that he's Jewish? What?
This guy Kevin Tenney just loves to interject like an offensive joke in where it doesn't belong. Just, make people laugh. And this occultist, he tells us that spirits are liars, again, for the second time. And he also tells us that spirits can't spell. This is where they figure it out. They're like, oh my God. That literally only affects one thing she said to me. Well, I guess 2, technically. I don't want to get a fucking email about it. They get a Ouija again. They get another Ouija where from this occultist where you stick a pen in it and Susan the ghost can spell out her own messages. And the reason for this is like, I just assumed it was because it's like, it's quicker. But the reason they say to do this is because you can now look at her handwriting and check the handwriting of the person and see if they match. That is so much fucking work. Like, I can't even think of anything that's more fucking time consuming than analyzing the handwriting of a ghost. But that's what they do. And also, I love the occultist because Paige, when she sees this like Ouija piece that moves around with the pen, she's like, whoa, when did they come up with this? Honestly, fair fucking question. No one knows Ouija boards. And the fucking occultist is like, you fucking kidding me? This was made in like the 1st century. You fucking idiot.
Which is what that guy says in the first one too. He's like, these have been around since the 3rd century BC.
Okay, you fucking idiot. How about we try caveman days, okay? You fucking moron. He talks down to her so badly, and she's like, oh, okay. I would literally punch that guy in the fucking face if I asked him that question. Oh, okay, you fucking dum-dum. He's so fucking irritated by it. Oh my god. So, and also, by the way, why would you even think this would work? Because you'd be like, where are we even going to get Susan's handwriting from?
Right, exactly.
Well, anyway, we skip that piece and then we cut to Paige at home, who busts open a Scrabble set to decode rifle cape in a 5-minute scene of her trying to spell different words. And ultimately...
That's not an exaggeration. That's literally what happens for 5 minutes. Just
5
different
minutes
combinations
of
of the letters.
What can we spell with rifle cape?
Rifle pace.
That's like what
Le
exactly
caper.
And then all of a sudden it's just fireplace, and you're like, and she goes to the fireplace and finds an earring.
Yes.
So of course she calls Susan because I don't know why. Again, Susan can't just tell her shit. But she calls Susan, who she still talks to like it's her friend. But at this point, everyone is kind of convinced that this is not Susan.
Right.
So I don't know why Paige is like, Susan, what's wrong?
Like, because most people think Susan's still alive.
Right. There's no real evidence to say. I think there's one thing where like I think the cop Mitch says he's basically like, there's no death certificate for Susan, which doesn't mean a whole lot because he doesn't have an address for her either. So, it sounds like it's a missing person that the police should be working to find.
That's a great point. You probably just asked around the office.
Oh, this person's not dead and also doesn't have an address. We should probably try and figure out where this human being is. Oh, God. But she calls Susan, and is basically like, Susan, isn't it great? We're going to go find your dead body. And Susan writes, blop. Dude, I'm sorry. That does not say stop. That says fucking blop. And she's like, stop. Stop. What does that mean?
Plop.
Dude, look at it fucking again. Dude, it is blop. It boggled my mind that she got it on the first guess. Oh my God, stop. What does that mean? Cut to Mitch, who cannot stop his car.
Dude, this is hands down the best scene in the movie. Sean, so the ghost like puts the pedal to the metal, and this guy, like in any other movie, this would just result in like a high, like the car speeding up and crashing into something.
Yes.
He swerves like children crossing a road, old ladies crossing, like women pushing baby strollers. He goes on the curbs. He dodges every tree in existence. And it lasts for literally like 7 minutes, like a 7-minute chase scene of this guy almost hitting things, and it finally ends with the car flipping over like 1,000 times. And also, it doesn't even result in his death.
Dude, this is hands down the best scene in the movie. It's insane. It is truly at least a 7-minute scene, and it made me laugh so fucking hard because he swerves so many obstacles and somehow hits every car on his way to the climax of this scene. The best one was the kids crossing the street, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And the kids and the crossing guard just stop in the middle of the road and just start screaming. No one tries to move out of the fucking way. And he just fucking hits. He sideswipes every fucking car he sees, but somehow avoids like these other like weird little obstacles. and ultimately crashes into a fucking boat, which flips him 1,000 feet ahead and lands upside down. And again, you know, we know Susan's trying to kill people, right? She's killed one person so far.
Yes.
So you assume he's dead, and he is not even fucking close to death.
It's like a Band-Aid under his eye.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Paige passes out after the reading from exhaustion, I guess.
Sure.
And has a dream in Susan's body. And we see Susan, she's stabbed. She falls off the balcony of the art studio. She's in Paige's art studio. And that's kind of how her jewelry ended up in the fireplace. So at this point, you kind of assume it's one of our characters in the movie. I honestly thought it was Mitch for a period.
Sure.
Because they paint Mitch as a piece of shit the entire movie. That'll change later on, though. It's a weird thing. And then Russell shows up. Russell and the landlady show up to her apartment, and they're the ones that like find her. And Russell just, as soon as she wakes up, she's like, "Where am I?" And Russell's like, "You fucking idiot. I told you not to play with Ouija boards." Which, again, we know from the first one. And then we learn about progressive entrapment for our second time. Oh, my God. And this all ends up with them having Eileen, the landlady, throwing out the Ouija boards and all of the equipment. She throws them in the trash. Mitch is alive, we find out, which means we still have one quick kill in this movie with 20 minutes left. There's 20 minutes left. We've seen one man die. This ghost is ineffective at best. Eileen, the landlady, is the next victim because Paige is screaming at the Ouija again. Russell and the landlady have like a disagreement about something. I can't even remember what. Basically, I think it's about Susan, though, right?
I don't remember, probably because I was too busy laughing still about the chase scene, and then this death just made me laugh.
It's amazing.
The entire rest.
So I think what happens is basically the landlady Eileen and Russell have a talk, and I think Eileen is basically like, "I know you know what's going on. I know you know something happened to Susan," basically. And Russell's like, "Excuse me," and doing this awful hand acting that you're like, "Oh, you're the bad guy." And she leaves. She runs out, and then Russell runs out after her, and they get a little physical at the van. The weirdest part about this is this scene involves a wrecking ball. Eileen is facing the wrecking ball. Russell is facing Eileen. Russell's back is to the wrecking ball, right?
Yep.
And the ghost swings the wrecking ball at them, and somehow Russell dodges it. And Eileen, the first person to see the wrecking ball, gets obliterated.
That's good.
That death scene is pretty fucking great.
Yes.
I loved it. I loved seeing the body afterwards. It was honestly a little repulsive.
I agree. I wish there was more of this.
I mean, all you had to do was... They didn't even do it to fucking... The fucking super.
You know?
He just, like, got burned to death.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, so Eileen's fucking dead. So we really only have Russell, Paige, and Mitch left. Paige goes to Russell's studio. Mitch goes to her place looking for her. He looks at the card and is like, "Oh my God." And he puts it all together in 3 minutes. Because his name is Upton. not uptown, like the ghost spelled out. And and he doesn't. I don't think his address is Parkwoods. I think Mitch is like, oh my God, and he inherited woods. Like, I think that's the clue. That's the clue I believe they figure out.
I don't remember that.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Paige is like, he inherited a plot of woods. Like, or a park of woods.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, Paige and Russell get into a little bit of a tiff there. Mitch shows up and has Russell at gunpoint. Paige has disappeared for some reason. I forget why. She kind of scurried off to a back room. I forget whether it's to get the Ouija or do something. And Mitch is like, come on out, baby. Everything's okay. Daddy's here. Because he's got Russ at gunpoint. And out walks fucking Susan.
Yes.
She's been progressively entrapped. And unlike the first movie where she just dressed like the person that progressively entrapped her, she is a different
actress. It's a whole new actress. Yeah. And also, we talked about it before, but before she appears, that's the scene where the kid from Leprechaun, or Russell, is so taken aback by being accused of killing this woman.
Dude, yeah, because Mitch is like, I know you fucking killed I know you killed Susan. And he's like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course not. What? Dude, it's such genuine reaction. I genuinely think they accused him of something else.
Yeah.
I think they were like,
agree.
I think that the guy was like, you stole my fucking cupcake from catering. He was like, what? No. Mitch, no. I would never do that. Well, Susan's here. We get another super elaborate window fall scene here where the ghost chokes Mitch, throws him, she doesn't throw him out a window. She throws him and he trips on like a cable.
It ties around his foot.
Falls out a window and the cable wraps around his foot. Which would be fine if it
saves him.
Dude, it saves him. Not only does it save him, but then also, coincidentally, it doesn't even knock out the power. We don't get like a full black scene, which would have been more effective. The lights just kind of blink every once in a while.
And then the cable snaps and he falls at like a 45-degree angle, defying laws of physics onto a fire escape.
Grabs onto the fire escape, totally fine. Mitch survives again. Mitch lives to fight another day. Susan pickaxes Russell's guts. He's done. He's shot. And I don't fully understand Susan. Oh, Susan's motivation is she's mad that she's dead and she wants her a body. She just wants a body back. She just wants to be
correct.
She just wants to be alive again. Susan, you're a fucking ghost. Relax. Mitch and Ghost Susan fight, which makes no sense. They have like a fist fight. Like an action sequence fist fight.
He punches her in the face, which again happened in the first one because last episode he said it's very alarming when somebody punches a woman in the face.
It's so true. And then ultimately this is all solved by Mitch being like, fight her, Paige, fight her. And then all of a sudden Paige just shows up and is just like, oh, okay. I think that's the fucking end of it. But it's not, because Paige has the pickaxe and the most light touch I've ever. Dude, you're on a movie set. You can do whatever the fuck. The only thing I can imagine is you're gonna have several takes of this, right?
Sure.
So they're probably like, please don't hit it too hard because we only have one Ouija board and that's all our budget can take. And so you need to just like hit it kind of gently so we can do multiple takes. Because it just grazes the Ouija board and then an explosion occurs in the building. The whole fucking building explodes. And And that's the end, man. Wait, no. The ghost, we have like one of those scenes where the ghost it's kind of going in reverse, right? The ghost is flying backwards. But it lasts so long, the ghost literally flies across town. And that's the end of the ghost. That's the end of Susan. And now you assume, because Mitch was a genuine piece of shit. Mitch was a genuine fucking piece of shit this entire movie.
Yes.
So you assume maybe they have a friendly ending and that's it. Instead, they have a romantic ending. And Mitch is just like, oh, shucks. And Paige is like, who said this is over, baby? And I'm just like, oh my God, this is fucking madness. Most toxic relationship I've ever seen. So they're back together, and Paige is going to art school. I don't know. We cut to the garbage men in the town.
Yeah, two idiot garbage, which it's just like the end of the first one, just two bumbling idiots finding the board.
Oh, 100%. It's the exact same ending. And this one made me laugh so hard because the garbage men's small talk made me laugh. And I don't know if maybe I'm overthinking it just because you're listening to it and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? But one garbage man to the other is like, oh, so you and Linda finally had that baby, huh? What's the weirdest statement? And he's like, oh, yeah, you know. Oh, finally had that baby. Anyway, they find the Ouija pointer with the pen in it. And it is line for line the same ending as the first one. He says, you don't think these things really work, do you? And then they walk away. And this time the pointer writes, yes.
Also, one of those garbage men was Jim from the first movie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That makes it so much better. Oh, God. That's Witchboard, man. That's fucking Witchboard.
Witchboard 2. I loved it.
Witchboard 2, I should say, yeah. I did not. I don't know. Is it available places? I don't even know if it is.
It's on YouTube.
Okay. So check it out, I guess, if you want. It's not fun. It's not fun.
I disagree.
I am excited for Pinocchio's revenge.
I've been excited for Pinocchio's revenge for 4 weeks now, and you know how much it's gonna suck too.
So every movie we've done for this guy beforehand, we were like, this seems amazing. Let's do it. Like Witchboard, we said it, and then after Witchboard, we were like, Witchboard 2 has to be ridiculous. Let's do that. That's going to be great. And it wasn't. But
it's the Ghoulies effect. Every time we watch one, like, number 2 must be the good one.
We watched like 3 or 4 Ghoulies, right?
Did we do all of them? I think we did 3 of them, and they all fucking sucked.
Ghoulies go to college. When Paul watched in Dutch.
Idiot.
Dude showed up to talk about a movie. He did not know. Dude, remember we were talking about the scenes that were happening? And he was like, that's what they said?
Also, he still somehow had like 2 pages of loose leaf paper that he took notes on. The fucking foreign language.
With no subtitles. Oh my God. Anyway. So next week we're doing Pinocchio's Revenge. Should we tease the upcoming episodes?
Yes.
We have to, because I have to talk about them. So Joe's wife, Tina, had asked if she could pick some movies for us to do like once a month. And of course, she has just as ridiculous of this weird fault as Joe does of these movies that no one cares about. And so she chose so I feel like we might make a month of it. I don't know. And I'm curious if we'll do it. I don't know if Because October, I feel like maybe we should do the found footage shit.
Sure, yeah.
Because it is October, right? Or wait, how?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
So
we'll see.
Month,
Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens.
She only gave 2 choices right now, so we can end out September with it.
That's true. So her choices are incredible. So the first one was, Joe, what was the first one?
Thrashed.
Was it Thrash In or Thrashed?
Maybe it's Thrash In. I don't fucking know the name of it.
Oh wait, it's Thrash In. It's Thrash In, 1986. Thrash In. Josh Brolin is in it. Joe suggests it, and I was like, Joe, this fucking sounds terrible. I watched the trailer, and I've never been more sold on a movie in my life. It's a skateboarding movie. Both of these movies are like sports or hobbies but that followed probably more successful movies about those sports or hobbies. So Thrashin' is clearly after Gleaming the Cube, right?
I think Gleaming the Cube was after Thrashin'.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was. Oh my God, 89. It was. So that's just not true. So Thrashin's first, and Thrashin' is skateboarder, like a skateboarder with bad skateboard. It's Karate Kid with skateboards.
Yes, that's correct.
And by the way, the trailer's amazing because like they don't refer to it as skating. They're like, this is Josh, and he loves to thrash. And it cuts to him skateboarding. It's unbelievable. The tagline is yes. We're on the same page.
You say
it.
Hot, reckless, totally insane.
So I'm super excited. This is going to be our first non-horror movie really that we do, and I've never been more excited. I think this will be right up our alley. This is amazing. And then Joe says Tina's already picked her second choice. Which was what?
Fast Forward.
Oh, Fast Forward.
Yes.
Fast Forward, 1985. Now, wait, let me see. When was Breakin' made?
Breakin' had to be like 84.
84. Breakin' was 84. Okay. So this one, I think, follows the format which we said. I think Breakin' came out, and they were like, oh, shit, let's make a fucking breakdancing movie. And somehow get Sidney Poitier to direct the film. Academy Award-winning actor Sidney Poitier directs this movie. And it is like it's what's the step up? No. What's the dance movie that recently Step Up?
There's the Step Up movie. There's like 3 of them. Or Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard. It's a dance movie, and there is a villainous group of dancers versus the obviously wholesome group of dancers. And it's again amazing. I'm all about these weird sports hobby movies from the 80s where there was for some reason a villainous group of other activities, right? Like really when you think about it, like Karate Kid makes the most sense because they're actually fighting, but really when you think about it, Karate Kid is just as fucking absurd. It's a fucking hobby, and somehow there is a gang,
2 groups of Karate Kids. Yeah.
It's just as fucking absurd. It somehow got a pass, but it is fucking ridiculous. Like children,
I completely agree.
Children being like, I'm on the better fucking karate team, you piece of shit. And I'm gonna end your fucking life. Oh my God. No one steps in to like fucking stop this shit.
That'd be great.
Just kids running amok. I can't wait. So we were debating whether we do a month of weird sports movies like this. I don't even know what genre you would call it, but it's just insane. And that's why we think that there will be plenty of Mitches in this. There's definitely going to be fucking Mitches in this. Maybe not in Fast Forward, the breakdancing one, but definitely in Thrashin'. There's going to be a Mitch. There's definitely gonna be a fucking Mitch and Thrashing. I'd put fucking money on it. Anyway, so excited for those. Maybe we'll just do those two, but I feel like October we should do something good.
Yeah, let's do found footage.
Found footage, maybe, I don't know. Watch that movie Spree. It's kind of found footage, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it. It's amazing.
Yeah, you hyped me up on it before, and I was telling Tina about it. I'll definitely check it out this week.
I'm just really curious if you liked it as much as I did, because it's very. You might hate it. I don't know, but I loved the concept. I thought the concept was so fucking good. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's wrap this fucking episode up. I want to go to bed. I have to drive to New Jersey in the morning for fucking work.
Dude, all four original Red Hot Chili Peppers are in Thrashing.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, Anthony Kiedis, Flea, Hillel. They're all in it.
What albums had they released at that point?
What year did it come out?
86?
They definitely did their self-titled. I think Uplift Mofo was 87. So I think they did 2 albums.
Are you a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan?
Up until 91, when they did Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and then I haven't liked anything after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that was it for you, huh?
That was it.
I'm going to be honest, dude. And I mean, I might be very wrong because I'm just not tuned into the Red Hot Chili Peppers whatsoever. But I don't know if I've ever heard any of their songs off those first 2 albums.
Dude, I think I'm in the minority because, like, when I go online, everyone shits on them, but I fucking love their early albums. It's like funk rock.
Dude, I was just about to say, there's like Sly and the Family Stone on this. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, it's way better than fucking Drama California.
Dude, that's my problem. Whoever told Kiedis that he can fucking sing should be shot. like when he was just making like rap noises and like kind of carrying tunes, it's completely enjoyable. But when he starts singing, are you fucking kidding me? He can't carry a single note. I don't know. But what do I know? Because they've sold millions of records since then.
Wow, they have a lot of albums, huh?
They do.
They released one in 2016.
Yes, they did. It's not good.
But Joe, is produced by Danger Mouse.
Oh, great.
As a producer, I don't know. Dude, it's rated like so highly by people.
That can't be true. I literally just did a run through of their albums. It's not good.
I believe you, by the way. Actually, fun fact, I believe you so much that the other day I posted a story because I was too lazy to text you for some reason. So I posted a story and I was like, is this song good? And it was, I forget what song it was.
I remember you posted. I don't remember the song either.
Fuck. It was... And I literally only did it to see your response to it. I did not care about what anyone else had to fucking say. It was fucking insane. I don't know why I didn't just ask you. I don't know why. And I think it was also a little bit of like, I bet Joe is smarter than everyone else. Oh, it was Pearl Jam, Do the Evolution.
Oh yeah, it is a good song.
Joe, it was 15 votes for no, 8 votes for yes. And it was way lower before. It was way lower before. Paul voted no, like a piece of shit.
Listen, there's not a single chance in hell Paul would ever recognize that song. I'll put money on it.
I like that fucking song. And I felt kind of weird. I was listening to it, and that's why I was like, I wonder if Joe likes this. I wonder if this is an okay song to like. Because I kind of use you as like as a barometer for music. And I was like, I wonder if this is an okay song to listen to. So I posted it to my story instead of asking you. And you voted yes. And I was like very happy about that.
Yeah,
our buddy Justin Lore also voted yes.
He has impeccable taste in music too.
Yeah. Everyone else voted fucking no. And it actually made me laugh and also pissed me off a little bit. That song is fucking great. There's nothing wrong with that song. I don't know. I think it's fucking killer.
I like Pearl Jam. They're like my least favorite out of the big grunge bands, but I like Pearl Jam a lot. But did I send you that meme of like people are quick to downplay or insult mumble rap, but then put on a Pearl Jam record? Because that's so fucking funny. Because nobody has ever understood a single word that Eddie Vedder has ever said.
Joe, Jeremy, there's no words in Jeremy. Let me smoke, yeah. You fucking
Dude, the first verse of Even Flow sounds like somebody making fun of Eddie Vedder. It's like a self-parody.
Dude, I actually, and one of the other reasons I thought that post was interesting, I fucking hate Pearl Jam. I cannot listen to Pearl Jam at all, but I really like that fucking song a lot. I really like Do the Evolution. It might be the only song I like by them. So that's why I was like, oh, this probably isn't right then. Like the one song that came out in like 2001 or whenever the fuck it came out.
It's off the Yield album, right?
Yeah. An awesome video too.
Yeah.
It was like wasn't it like comic book art, kind of like cartoony? I think, did McFarlane do it?
I don't know.
Welcome to the Pearl Jam podcast. Anyway, all right, let's end this fucking show. Let's go home. Anyway, all right. So, do we have anything else to talk about? No.
I don't think so.
All right, I'll try to get Patreon up tomorrow or so. Oh my god, I'm supposed to edit this tonight. All right.
Oh my god. Yeah, and it was the guy who worked with Tom, or what? It was Tom McFarlane.
It was. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Dude, I like that song has like a special place in my fucking heart. All right, anyway. For Joe and Pearl Jam, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
Fucking zombie getting sliced and diced.